Thank you for joining me. We're going to go ahead and get started with today's Building Champions webinar. I'm going to be talking about motivation without compensation. I first off wanted to say thank you to the several hundred of you who responded to the registration questions. Overall, your responses were incredibly encouraging, and I was just really pleased to see that. As always, there's room for improvement. And so I'm excited to be able to share some of those ideas with you today on this call. Wanted to be able to give you a quick word just about myself and who I am, since I'm new to Building Champions. I have to say it's a little odd to see a big blown up picture of myself on the screen. That's kind of a little chuckle for me. So anyway, I have a Ph.D. in organizational leadership and human resource development. I also have an MBA, and I just wanted to let you know that you're more than welcome to check out my bio on the Building Champions coach page or on my LinkedIn page just under Laurel Emory. You can also feel free to take a look at my blog, which is laurelemory.com. A lot of what I love and am passionate about is women in leadership, and my dissertation for my doctoral program focused on women in leadership. And if you ever want to talk women in leadership with me, I always love that. So again, thanks for joining us today, and we're just going to kind of get started. So for those of you who are not familiar with Building Champions, I know there's quite a few of you on the call today who have maybe never heard of the organization. I wanted to give you just a quick overview of who we are. So Building Champions is committed to making a difference in people's lives. And honestly, I'm so thrilled to be a part of an organization that provides leadership and management consulting, and leadership and management coaching to people in various levels of organizations spanning numerous industries all across the U.S. Building Champions uses a proven methodology for our coaching called the Core Four, which encompasses what you see here on the screen, working on life plan, business vision, business plan, and priority management. So as we get started today, I wanted to just tell you three quick things. The first one is I'm going to give you a ton of ideas today, really too many to put into practice all at once. So my charge to you during this call is to ask you to commit to implementing in the next 30 days just one idea from each of the 5 ways of motivating that I'm going to cover. The second thing is I want you to feel free to ask questions in the chat area or the questions area of the control panel. I may not actually get to them during the call, but I will certainly follow up with you after the call. And at the end of the presentation, I will give you the email address for Building Champions that you can also send questions to. The third thing is I just wanted to say that I'm so passionate about this topic, and I am not a Toastmasters extraordinaire, and so I'll probably end up talking really fast. And so please rest assured that we will be sending you the link to the replay so that you can listen again, as well as forward it on to others who might be interested. So let's get started. So employee replacement in the U.S. costs $200 billion, that's with a B, $200 billion annually. And on average, to replace one employee, it costs 150% of their annual salary. This is based on lost time, recruitment costs, training costs. So not the $10 that you see on the screen, but $200 billion on an annual basis. And the percentage of cost of replacement jumps for management positions to 200 to 250%. So we are spending a lot of money on replacing employees within our organizations. A side note to this that I think you'll find very interesting, and which is the driver for me in this conversation, is that research shows that 99% of people don't quit their job, they quit their boss. And so what I want to talk about is that the reason this happens is there are often intrinsic motivators that are causing this. Things like they're not feeling valued, they're not feeling appreciated, and maybe not even feeling loved. So I want to talk about what we can do about this. Research shows that investing in our employees does a lot to motivate them to stay within our organizations. Yes, there are the really big things that we can do. We can reinstitute merit increases or increase the dollar amounts or the percentages of merit increases. We can increase base salaries or bonuses. We can improve matching amounts on 401k programs or other similar monetary investments, which are extrinsic motivators. But research is showing us that investing in our people through things that speak to a person's intrinsic motivation pays bigger dividends. So my goal today is to introduce you to some ideas that, when implemented, will boost morale, increase employee satisfaction, increase employee engagement, increase employee commitment, increase employee retention, and all of those are scientifically proven to increase employee effectiveness, increase productivity, increase organizational capacity, and increase competitive readiness. So let's move on to the 5 ways of motivating. The first one, recognize them. We all like to be recognized. Who among us doesn't want some sort of a recognition? It's important. We want to have what we do shown throughout the organization and shown as a best practice. So some things that we can do. A handwritten note of thanks. When was the last time that you actually got a card in the mail? And how cool was that? It means so much. It goes so far to be able to have a card show up in the mail with a handwritten note. Public praise. In your staff meetings, are you actually speaking up and calling somebody out for something awesome that they did? Birthdays and company anniversaries. Such small things that mean so much. Host a monthly party. Cupcakes are not that expensive. And throw a little celebration for people's birthdays and company anniversaries. Pick up the phone, give someone a call, and say thanks. We've become such an email world and such a chat world, chat meaning online chat, that we don't often just pick up the phone anymore. So today, pick up the phone and just say thank you. Hearing that verbal praise means so much to someone. Have your CEO make personal phone calls every quarter to a handful of people who went above and beyond. How cool would it be for someone to get a phone call from the CEO thanking them for a project that they worked on or something cool that they did? How about putting photos up in your headquarters of your top performers? We all like to be recognized, again, in some fashion or another. And it's also motivating for other people when they see that you're doing things along these lines, seeing a photo in the headquarters of someone who did something extraordinary or who has consistently met their numbers or gone above and beyond their numbers. Regularly identify through either your company newsletter or email employees who are exemplifying a company value, or even someone who you've received praise about from a client or a vendor. So call attention to those folks, to the greater organization. Create some sort of a caught you being good or above and beyond program, something where peers can recognize each other for something good that they witnessed another employee do or that they were on the receiving end of. How about a pin program? You can create something where individuals are given a nice lapel pin, recognizing them for a specific type of excellence that they've achieved. So recognize them. I know you can come up with even more than what I've just given you, of ways that are meaningful and maybe even small. Small doesn't matter, size doesn't matter, as long as you're giving them the recognition that they deserve. The second one, build community. Ask them about their family. Get to know them. Do you even know how many children your employees have, or if they have cats or dogs, or what sports teams they like? Take time to get to know them. Show them that you care about them. Don't forget that we're all people. We all have hurts, habits, hang-ups, all of those sorts of things. And we ourselves want authentic leaders. So be the authentic leader that you want in someone else. Give people your time. Have a regular one-on-ones. Even if it means that you don't have something business to talk about and you end up talking about your kids or sports for 10 minutes, people feel valued by your time. Okay, this one's going to hurt a little bit, but love them. I know it's a big concept, loving people at work, but when was the last time that you thought about how many hours you spend with the people that you work with? On average, taking out the sleeping time, you might actually be spending more time with your colleagues than you are with your own family. So why not show them that you love them, that you're engaged in their lives? Ask them what motivates them. What do they care about? Do you know what things are their hobbies or things that they do outside of work? Ask them. Okay, food. We all know that food goes so far. So host a potluck at work. When was the last time that you said, okay, this Friday, everybody bring in your favorite dessert, salad, or side dish and have a little potluck together? Research shows that employees who spend time eating together regularly have stronger collaboration. They get to know one another and share in one another's lives. So an opportunity to have a potluck is an opportunity for employees to get to know one another better. Along those same lines with food, keep a refrigerator stocked with snacks or even lunch items. Research shows that productivity is better when staff eat lunch at the office because their lunch times are shorter than if they were to go out to a local restaurant. And additionally, it comes back to, again, the employee collaboration is stronger when people eat together and get to know one another. How about participating in some annual events, like Bring Your Kids to Work Day or Bring Your Pet to Work Day? Things, again, that allow your employees the opportunity to get to know one another better. How about engaging together in your community? Maybe doing something like volunteering at the lunch counter at your local homeless shelter, doing a trash pickup day in an area of your city, doing toy collections for your local Toys for Tots program. How about encouraging your employees to start and run various support or life groups within your office? They can meet before hours, after hours, over lunch, whatever the case may be, but an opportunity where they can share in one another's lives and discuss topics that are important to them. And allow your employees to bring their kids into the office to solicit for fundraisers. I know that this one has a little bit of trickiness to it and that some people don't necessarily agree with it, but it's an opportunity for you to meet your employees' kids and just to, again, build that community. There's a saying I know we've all heard in regard to families. Families that play together stay together. And the same is true for employees. So build some fun into your life at work. Do an annual ball game trip or some other fun community event that would be an opportunity for you to play together. Start a company softball team, whatever it might be that will generate community. Again, as I said, with recognizing them, I know you can add to this list of ideas of building community. Let's move on to the third one. Offer non-traditional benefits. There are so many things that can be done that are just creative and thoughtful. How about giving away your excess marketing or trade show giveaways to employees for their personal use? Throw things out on a table somewhere that is just lets them grab whatever it might be that's left over and they can take home to their kids. How about offering telecommuting options? 82 of Fortune magazine's top 100 companies to work for offer the option of working at least 20% per work week via telecommuting. This is really a good option to consider for many employees within a company. Obviously, not everyone can be in a position to do that, but it certainly is something that can be considered. Along those same lines, how about offering flex time so that employees can make up time in order to run an errand or leave early to participate in a child's sporting event or a school activity? How about offering some on-site services that employees would pay for, but they would have the added convenience so that they wouldn't have to take time out of their day for drive time or decrease in productivity loss. Things like on-site childcare, a mobile car wash, annual flu clinics, biannual health fairs, just anything that would allow them to, again, cut down on that drive time and be able to have more time focused in the office. How about things like fitness center discounts or company contests for health and wellness activities like weight loss programs or smoking cessation programs? Again, non-traditional benefits that really can help make a difference in a lot of people's lives. Or how about offering sabbaticals on a major milestone anniversary? Again, as with the others, I know you can add to this list. There's so many creative things that can be done. And depending upon the size of your company, maybe you can do even some of the really cool things that Google does or Zappos does, where you have foosball tables and fun things like that as well. Those are always good non-traditional benefits that also go back to building community. All right, how about number 4? Develop them. So many opportunities are available for advancement, and help your employees to see what is available for them. I know several of the responses for the questionnaire were helping me to figure out what my career plan is, giving me career planning thoughts. So maybe there are some employees that you have that they don't necessarily have a specific plan for themselves in their career, and they don't know what their career trajectory is. So help them figure out what those advancement opportunities are. How about training? Training can be as simple as hosting a brown bag lunch on topics that are of interest to your staff. They could be industry related, they could be personal interest related, but something that helps them to grow and to learn. Okay, I want to say this because it's such a great opportunity, but send them to the Building Champions Experience. This September, we are hosting a time in Sun River where you can reflect, plan, and connect. Such an awesome opportunity for development, personal development, as well as professional development. So think about sending them to that. Give them time to learn and to grow, time to focus on themselves, time for self-reflection, time to dream, time to get to that 35,000 foot level. We all want that time for ourselves. So give that to your employees. Give them the opportunity to have a few minutes during their day, during their work week, to actually focus on those sorts of things. Offer professional development reimbursement for things that make a difference in their ability to do their job better or more knowledgeably. Things like formal education, seminars. Obviously, you can come up with many different creative ways of offering some sort of a reimbursement program. Allow them to be coached. So I'm a new coach with Building Champions, and I'm personally in a position where I'm taking on new clients. And there are a couple of other coaches within the organization who are taking on new clients as well. So maybe it's time for you to consider for someone in your organization to be coached, or for yourself to be coached. Maybe you haven't taken that leap yet. There are certainly many successes that can be had through a coaching experience. How about subscribing to a variety of magazines and newspapers? Keep them in your lunchroom and give people an opportunity to peruse them, learn from them. There obviously are industry-specific magazines and various leadership and journals that will really be able to meet the different needs of your employees and speak to different interests. How about letting them see the big picture? What I mean by this is, I guess you could use the phrase cross-pollination, where they get an opportunity to see another part of the organization, see something bigger than just, their own department or their own area. An organization that I used to work for, nonprofit organization in disaster and development, would allow every single employee, regardless of their position within the organization, to have the opportunity to go overseas and to be in the field. What a phenomenal opportunity to get a bigger understanding of what an organization's all about. So think about how you could potentially implement that within your own organization. So again, develop them. So many opportunities, both on a formal level and an informal level. So be creative. All right, number 5. Give autonomy and trust them. None of us like to feel like we're being micromanaged. We all like to have autonomy. We all like to be trusted and want to be trusted. Theodore Roosevelt said, "The best executive is one who has the sense enough to pick good men to do what he wants done, and the self-restraint enough to keep from meddling with them while they do it." Don't you love that? It's exactly what we all want. We all want to be recognized for what our expertise is, and then be let run with it. So loosen the reins, let go a little bit. Let people try something new, set their own schedules. Take a look at things like Google's 20%, where you're allowed to spend 20% of your time working on new ideas that you have, brainstorming new ideas. Daniel Pink says, if you want engagement, self-direction works best. So again, it's speaking to that intrinsic motivation of having autonomy, being trusted. So come up with some sort of an idea or a way that people can set their own schedules and to have an opportunity to have autonomy and to be trusted. So tying this all together, these 5 ways of motivating that we've just gone over are all intrinsic motivators, which when implemented will increase morale, which will increase employee satisfaction, which will increase employee engagement, which will increase employee commitment, which will increase employee retention, which will increase employee effectiveness, which will increase productivity, which will increase organizational capacity, which will increase competitive readiness, and come full circle and increase morale again. And the circle just continues, and we invest in our people, and we help them to recognize that they are valued, they are appreciated, they are loved, and that we want them as contributing members of our organization where they feel that they are having a meaningful experience. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself that this might be pie in the sky thinking, but research really does show that these successes do happen. They are taking place in organizations every day and are really making a difference. So I'm really hopeful that you found a couple of nuggets to take with you today. And again, as I charged you in the beginning, I hope that you will find one small thing from each of the 5 areas that you will implement within the next 30 days within your organization. I know that you will reap rewards from it and that you'll see successes from it. So I wanted to let you know about next month's Champions Edge webinar. It will be hosted by Coach Bob Nowak, and he's going to be talking about EQ, emotional intelligence. So please place June 5th on your calendar, and we'll look forward to having you join us for that. And as I said in the beginning, I wanted to give you contact information. So here are the ways that you can connect with us, either through email, certainly like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And we just will look forward to continuing to engage with you. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you have a really fantastic day. Take care.